My name is Drew Smith and I'm a licensed loan officer, and right now I want to talk about the 5 main items that we look at when applying for a VA home loan. You have entitlement, credit history, work history, rental history, and income. First, let's talk about entitlement. You are typically eligible if you served for 90 consecutive days or a total of 6 years reserves or National Guard, and you have received your COE, that is your certificate of eligibility. The next thing we look at is credit history. Now, there is no specific credit score requirement from the VA. However, some lenders can add an overlay requiring a certain score. Now, we do not have that overlay, so there is no credit score requirement. We write our loans to the VA guidelines, and with that, we are looking at the last 12 months of performance on the credit report. Any late payments during that time may be an issue, although if there was an extenuating circumstance outside of the borrower's control, we can sometimes get around a late payment. Now, each situation is looked at case by case and may require some type of proof or documentation to support any explanation. There are also guidelines around bankruptcies, charge-offs, derogatory accounts, and judgments. Next, we look at work history. On the application, you will need to include at least the last 2 years of employment history. Any gaps in employment may need to be explained. Education or school can count as work history in some cases. Next, we are looking at rental history. On the application, you will need to include the last 2 years of rental history and the monthly payment. Verification of rental history will need to be verified with the current landlord. In the instance a borrower is living rent-free or with a family member, additional documents and explanation may be required. And finally, we are looking at income. Qualifying income that we can use must be stable, reliable, and anticipated to continue for the foreseeable future. We're looking at things like a current W-2 job, a business that you have owned for the last 2 years and you have 2 years worth of tax returns for, any retirement or pension that is received, VA disability, and Social Security. To sum it up again in short, do you have your COE? Are you entitled? Next is your credit history. Do you have any late payments, judgments, liens, charge-offs, or bankruptcies in the last 12 months? Now remember, any late payments outside of the borrower's control might not be an issue. Work history. Have you been working for the last 2 years? Rental history. Do you have good rental history? Income. Are you currently receiving income that we can use to qualify for the monthly payment? And that is it. Those are the 5 main criteria we look at when applying for a VA home loan. If you think you meet those 5 main criteria or you have more questions, please feel free to schedule a time with me to go over your situation and possibly fill out an application. Again, my name is Drew Smith.